This tutorial is based on the Cam Scanner, which is a free app that you can get from your Play Store. So I've got a receipt here. I'll just give you a quick demo on how this works. So you've the Cam Scanner, you can see here, and then go and upload it. Okay, so I have certain files in here that I keep for my records. So for the first redemption, I've just named it GNC Receipts. I'm just going to create a new one. So I'm going to take a photo of one of my receipts, tidy it up a bit. See the tick button on the right? Brings it up and closer. And then I'm going to tick it again to save it. So that's my first receipt. And because I tend to do this every time I do a purchase, there's an order, chronological order. So going back to what I have already set up, when you're doing your first redemption, a part of the requirements is to send a copy of your credit card details, scratching out the block numbers here and leaving only the last 4 digits of your number that are entered in your back office already. So I've got that there. So then we've got my first receipt and so forth, carrying down to the bottom. Okay, so those are all ready to go. I'm ready to submit those receipts. I'm just going to delete this one because I don't need it. Okay, so my receipts and my credit card are ready to go. I now need to get the form when entering, the form that is required to be sent to head office in your back office. So I'll just quickly go into the back office, show you where it is. So I'm just going to log in. Now at this stage, the redemption button is only available from Monday to Friday, 9 AM to 9 PM, depending on which country you're in. With us here in Australia, it's usually 9 PM to 9 AM. So I'm going to Members Portal, Retail Shopping Membership. Scrolling down below, you've obviously read all those instructions beforehand to get to this stage. And then at the bottom here, you've got the RSM account redemption. Now, just bearing in mind that you can only redeem when you've got a minimum of $125. So I'm sitting at $128.96, and I'm going to push this RSM account redemption button, but it's not going to show because it's actually Sunday morning. It's not going to allow me to go into there. But if I did have that open, this is the next screen that will appear. So this is a redemption form. Make sure you read all of the instructions before pressing the final submit button. So you can see the submit button just over here. And what you're doing with this information is you're checking your receipts against the data entered in your back office. So my first one was $108.60. The tax amount on it is $21.72. So I've got all that information there. I can now go to my email, and I'm nearly ready to send a redemption form and my receipts along with my credit card to head office. Head office is quite lenient when it comes to the first redemption that you make. One-time courtesy pass basically is what it's called. So with my letter that I'm sending to head office along with my paperwork, I've entered all the errors that I've done, and I've done a few. What they need when you are sending your first redemption in, if you check the subject line, you must have your ID number in there. So you can see here, I've just written a quick note: Dear Customer Support, attached as per request are the following documents. So I've got my credit card information in there. I've scanned my copy of receipts. I've also got the redemption form in there, and they're all in chronological order. And then I've gone on to say that I've made a few errors and liaised with customer support for each query. The overall response was for the first redemption, all errors will be given a one-time courtesy pass. But I've itemised each error that relates to each receipt. For example, I googled the address at Central Station in Kaiguna. When I got the receipt, they actually had it down as Kaiguna Roadhouse. So they would see that's fine. Also, I've entered a wrong amount. I've entered an Australian amount and it should have been American amount. Once again, they've said there's a courtesy pass for that. Finally, my receipts at the petrol station in Wallsend. The address was actually 15 Thomas Street, and I've got in my back office 5 Thomas Street. Making sure that I've got everything in there, my attachments, my reasonings behind my errors. Also making sure that my Saviour membership number is my subject line. I'm ready to send that away. And that's it.